Mystery and suspense. The courtroom was packed, cameras rolling, verdict seconds away. But the blind girl, who barely spoken throughout the trial, suddenly interrupted. "Please, don't read the sentence yet." People thought it was a plea for mercy. They were wrong, that it was a warning about a hidden truth buried in the very evidence that convicted her. This case wasn't just flawed, it was rigged, and only she, the girl they thought couldn't see, had noticed it all. Watch closely. Justice just took a turn. Tell us where you're tuning in from. Drop your city name. Most days, Kiara moved through the world guided not by sight, but by instinct, memory, and grace. Blind since childhood, she never let darkness dim her dreams. At 19, she was a scholarship student, a volunteer at the community center, and known for her unwavering calm. But now, she sat in a courtroom, accused of a robbery she couldn't see yet was allegedly part of. The prosecution painted her as a decoy, a distraction in a bigger crime. Her silence throughout the trial was mistaken for guilt, her composure seen as arrogance. Even her public defender looked more resigned than hopeful. No one noticed the tremble in her hands or the way she tilted her head slightly at key testimonies, as if listening deeper. As the judge prepared to read her sentence, Kiara did something that no one expected. She raised her hand and softly said, "Your Honor, please don't read it. Not yet." From the beginning, the case against Kiara felt shaky, but no one dared question it. Surveillance footage showed the crime: a corner store held at gunpoint, a figure outside on the phone. That figure was Kiara. They said she was guiding the robbers, acting as lookout. Her cane, her calm demeanor, it was all a cover, they claimed. Kiara knew something no one else did. On the day of the robbery, she had been calling her tutor, stuck outside the store waiting for a ride. The call logs confirmed it, but the time stop the prosecution submitted was off by 5 minutes. Just enough to place her at the scene during the robbery. She had noticed it by listening. In court, when the digital evidence was described, the time read aloud didn't match what she remembered from her voice assistant. Still, no one listened to a blind girl over a government-verified time stamp, but she hadn't been idle. Over the last week, Kiara's tech-savvy friend checked the original metadata on her phone records. The logs had been manipulated, likely by someone with access to police evidence. So when Kiara stood in court and asked the judge to pause, she presented a flash drive. Inside was proof: the original logs, voice recordings, and a letter from a forensic tech confirming the tampering. The courtroom shifted from silence to stunned whispers. The judge, motioning for silence, asked the bailiff to verify the contents. The courtroom held its breath. The judge reviewed the files in silence, his brow furrowed. Then he looked up, eyes scanning the room. The time stamp was altered. He finally said. Gasps echoed. The prosecutor's face turned pale. A courtroom officer was quietly escorted out for questioning. He'd handled the evidence drive. Kiara stood motionless, her hands gripping the railing. For the first time, her composure broke, a tear sliding down her cheek. The judge looked directly at her. "You should never have been here," he said quietly. And just like that, the case that nearly stole her future was falling apart in real time. Dear audience, if you're enjoying the story, don't forget to give it a like. It really helps. Kiara walked out of the courtroom, not just free but vindicated. Yet the damage lingered. She'd lost a year of college. She'd been publicly shamed. But she hadn't stayed silent. And in doing so, she uncovered something deeper: a system willing to bend facts against someone they assumed couldn't see the truth. Her case sparked an internal investigation and led to new protocols for digital evidence verification. Kiara didn't want fame. She wanted fairness. She later spoke at a law school, saying, "Being blind didn't make me vulnerable. Being unheard did." Her story wasn't just about innocence. It was about courage in the face of silence. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel for more powerful stories and new videos.